Welcome to Wisp Tales, where real-life experiments turn into stories you can feel. Today's episode, I tried 7 days of cognitive training, and here's what happened. Settle in. Over the next 7 chapters, we'll follow one person's week-long brain boot camp, wins, flops, and the weird stuff nobody tells you about. Sunday night in Austin, Texas. The apartment windows are open to a breeze that smells like cedar and tacos. I'm sitting at my kitchen table with a legal pad, a cheap kitchen timer, and 2 sticky notes that might as well be my personality traits lately. Where did my focus go? Why did I just walk into this room? I'm not broken. I'm just scattered. Pings, tabs, doom scrolls, notifications that multiply like rabbits with Wi-Fi. So I make a plan. 7 days of cognitive training. No fancy apps required. Just simple, science-ish drills I can actually do. Focus sprints, memory games, mental math, working memory NBAC style sets, and real-world reps like reading without my phone near me like a jealous ex. I text my accountability buddy, Tara, who is genetically engineered to be encouraging. Me. If I bail, mock me. Tara, I will gently roast you. Also, you got this. I take a baseline. Nothing wild, just a DIY test battery before the week starts. Focus sprint. 15 minutes, single task. Reading a dense article, no phone. I break focus 7 times. Digit span. Forward, backward. I can hold 7 digits forward, 4 backward. Name recall. Delayed. From a list of 12 names, 10 minutes later, I recall 8. 2-minute mental math. 23 correct, 3 wrong, 1 panicked stare at a multiplication that felt personal. Mood or energy, 1 to 10. Focus 5, mental stamina 5, mood 6. I set rules for the week. 1. Phone in another room during any drill. Timer on the table. If I break focus, pause, breathe, mark a tally, keep going. 1 hard block before noon every day. Track sleep like it matters, because it does. Protein and water before caffeine. Tara's non-negotiable. My fear? I'll turn this into a perfection pageant and quit on day 2. My hope? Micro wins that stack. I put a sticky note on the fridge that says, brains like reps. I set the timer for the morning and go to bed early, which already feels like growth. Monday, 7:12 a.m. I shove my phone into the bedroom dresser like I'm hiding contraband from my future self and set the kitchen timer to 20 minutes, a focus sprint that's longer than my baseline. On the table, a printout of an article about attention residue, irony not lost, a glass of water, and a protein bar that tastes like someone whispered brownie into soy. I press start. First minute, smooth. Third minute, my brain offers a slideshow of every stray task in my life. Oil change, dentist, whose birthday did I forget? Fifth minute, the old urge to just check something arrives with a costume change and better lighting. I don't move. I mark a tally on the notepad, breathe in for 4, out for 6, return to the sentence I abandoned. At minute 20, the timer chirps, and I've only tallied 3 lapses. Baseline was 7 in 15 minutes. It's not a miracle, but it's math I can love. Next, working memory. I queue up my low-tech NBAC with a shuffled deck of cards. Here's the drill. Flip 1 card per second. Whenever the current card matches the 1 card ago, 1 back, say match. I run 3 sets of 60. Set 1, 56-60. Set 2, 54-60. Set 3, Hubris kicks in. I jump to 2 back, match the card from 2 cards ago, and melt like a popsicle on pavement. 41, 60, and a mouth full of creative self-talk. I text Tara, 2 back is a bully. She replies, bullies fear consistency. Go again after coffee. I grudgingly respect the wisdom. Mid-morning, I try the digit span, reading random numbers into voice memos, then repeating them back after 10 seconds. Forward jumps from 7 to 8 with effort. Backward sticks at 4 like a stubborn jar lid. The moment I hit 5 digits backward, my brain decides 4 and 7 are the same person in different hats. I write a note. Backward equals gym for your prefrontal cortex. Lift lighter, more reps. At lunch, I switch to a real-world drill, reading a dense non-fiction chapter with a pencil in hand. Rule: no highlighting, only margin summaries in 5 words. Halfway through, I catch myself drawing an elaborate box around a sentence because I want it to feel important without doing the work of understanding it. I erase the box, write, examples beat claims. Show them. I keep going. The 5-word rule forces me to compress meaning instead of hoarding sentences. It's annoying, it's effective. Afternoon dip hits at 3:10 p.m. I queue up a 2-minute mental math burst, rapid addition and subtraction with 2-digit numbers, then 1 multiplication to humble me. Result: 26 correct, 2 wrong, 1 victorious fist pump when I calmly do 17 times 14 by breaking it into 17 times 10 plus 17 times 4. I feel like a magician whose only trick is knowing arithmetic still exists. Evening is where most new me plans die. I set one tiny goal: name recall, people I met this month. I list 12 names from work and the gym, then distract myself for 10 minutes. Dishes, music, cat videos. I'm not a monk. Then recall. 10 out of 12 lands on the page, and the 2 I forget are the ones I've never said out loud. I record a rule. Say the name twice in a sentence the first time you meet someone. Brains file spoken names differently than silent ones. I rate the day. Focus 7 out of 10, stamina 6 out of 10, mood 7 out of 10. Sleep target, in bed by 10:30. Before lights out, I write 1 line on a sticky note and stick it to tomorrow's coffee maker. Brains like reps, bodies like sleep. My future self deserves a nudge. Tuesday starts with a small argument between me and my phone. I win by leaving it face down in the bedroom and telling Siri she can have me back at noon. Coffee brews. The sticky note from last night, brains like reps, bodies like sleep, looks smug because I actually slept 7 hours, 42 minutes, according to my watch that thinks it's my mom. Block 1. Before noon, focus plus friction. I set a 25-minute focus sprint on a white kitchen timer. Click, click, click. Built-in accountability. Task: edit a 1,200-word draft for work.
New rule: create startup friction for distractions. I put a literal sticky note over my laptop's dock that says, "Stay here," with an arrow pointing to the document. First sprint, I'm clean for 23 out of 25 minutes. 2 quick tallies when my brain offered urgent questions like, "What's the capital of Nebraska?" It is Lincoln. I did not check. Growth. Second sprint, I stack 20 more minutes with 1 lapse. My baseline brain is already annoyed with this new standard. Working memory. NBAC. Smarter this time. Yesterday, 2 back bodied me. Today, I build a ramp. Warm-up. 1 back, 60 trials, to 58 out of 60. Bridge. 1.5 back. I alternate, match 1 back on odds, match 2 back on evens, to 51 out of 60. Short 2 back set, 30 trials, to 24 out of 30. No victory parade, but it's not a meltdown. Note to self, progress is smaller sets, more sets. Name and face encoding, real life. I walk to the coffee shop for a decaf, don't add me. Barista has a new trainee whose name tag says Marisol, she/her. I test last night's rule. Say the name twice. Thanks, Marisol. Also, love the cinnamon trick, Marisol. 10 minutes later, I recall it without effort. It feels like cheating, except it's just how memory loves sound. Interference drill, because real life is noisy. At home, I try a dual task, listen to instrumental lo-fi while doing mental rotation problems, those 3D blocks you spin in your head. The first 5 are molasses. I drop the music and the scores jump. Note, soundtracks are great for chores, mid for 3D thinking. I label my playlists accordingly. Fold laundry, shallow work, deep work equals quiet. Lunch rule: protein, walk, then scroll. I eat actual protein before touching email, grilled chicken plus avocado, then take a 12-minute brisk walk around the block. Sunlight as a legal performance enhancer. When I sit, my inbox looks less like a monster, more like a grocery list. Afternoon, math burst and method of loci. 2-minute mental math, 28 correct, 1 wrong. Method of loci, memory palace, to lock a 10-item grocery list. I place each item along my apartment route. Front mat is eggs. I step on a carton. Crunch. Sorry. Doorknob is spinach. Leafy wreath. Couch is Greek yogurt. Couch wearing a toga. Lamp is olive oil. Golden drip. Sink is oranges. Tiny suns bobbing. Window is chicken. A polite chicken gazing at traffic. Bookshelf, coffee beans. Page confetti. Desk, almonds. Keyboard crunch, chaos. Shoe rack is seltzer. Fizzy shoes. Bed is tortillas. Blanket moon. Later, at H-E-B, I recall 10 out of 10 without a list. Palace over panic. Digit span, backward, the nemesis.
Reduce noise. I switch from numbers to letters, apparently easier for some brains. Backward span 5 letters solid, F, Q, R, B, M, to M, B, R, Q, F. Numbers backwards still caps at 4, but my error rate drops. I log, train the pattern, then the payload. Evening read without phone, RWP. 30 minutes with a paperback, pencil notes only in the margins, 5-word summaries per page. Claims strong, example arrives late. Define effort like calories burned. Use verbs that lift weight. I hit 30 minutes, 0 lapses, which feels like finding $20 in a winter coat. Stats check day 2. Focus lapses, 2 sprints plus reading, 3 total, down from 10 plus yesterday across blocks. NBAC from 41 over 60, 2 back, to 24 over 30 in shorter set. Digit span backward, still 4 numbers, 5 letters. Mood or energy, focus 7.5 over 10, stamina 7 over 10, mood 7 over 10. Sleep last night 7 hours 42 minutes. Target met. Tiny lessons. 1. Friction beats willpower. Sticky notes, timers, and hiding the dock matter. 2. Small sets, many reps, turn humiliation into statistics. 3. Say the name twice equals Future you says thanks. 4. Playlists are tools, not wallpaper. Choose silence for 3D or logic tasks. 5. Memory palaces are silly. Silliness sticks. I text Tara the numbers. She replies, "We praise boredom that leads to results." I didn't know I needed that sentence, but I did. Wednesday starts with weather that can't decide. Sun, overcast, sun again. Like my attention. I set the kitchen timer to 30 minutes for a deeper focus block on a gnarly task, structuring a project brief with unclear requirements, aka cognitive sandpaper. I put the phone in literal jail, breadbox, and tape a card to my laptop. What's the question? Every time I drift, I have to rewrite the core question in 5 words. First lapse at minute 6, I write, "What must happen by Friday?" Second lapse at minute 14, I adjust, "What decision do we need?" Third lapse at minute 22, final wording, "What would done look like?" The question sharpens me like a pencil. I finish 30 minutes with 3 lapses and a brief that actually answers something. Working memory circuit, 20 minutes total. I build a mini circuit. 2 back visual cards, 2 times 30 trial sets, 23 out of 30, then 25 out of 30. Auditory N back, letters read aloud by me on voice memos, 1 back to warm up, 58 out of 60. Switch task, trail making on paper, A-1, B, -2, -C, -3, etc., under light time pressure. First sheet looks like spaghetti, second sheet improves when I say the sequence under my breath, which paradoxically steadies me. Note, murmur equals metronome. Cognitive endurance, the 90-minute flight. I schedule one 90-minute deep session before lunch, a single flight with a 3-minute stand and stretch at the 45-minute mark. The task is outlining a presentation. I set 3 micro milestones on a sticky note. Intro slide, problem slide, option slide. Each time I complete one, I make a small check mark and take 2 slow breaths. The result is I land the 90 with a brain that feels used, not abused. Afternoon me says thanks. Plateau arrives, wearing a hoodie. After lunch, everything dulls. My backward digit span refuses to budge past 4 numbers, which makes me feel like a goldfish with ambition. I try letters, 6 backward once, then tumble to 4 again. I almost doom scroll as revenge. Instead, I switch to chunking practice. Turn 5, 8, 3, 9 into 58, 39 in my head, then reverse chunks 93, 85, and unchunk 9, 3, 8, 5. It clicks. My errors weren't memory. They were unstructured payloads. With chunking, I hit 5 digits backwards twice. Not stable yet, but possible has entered the chat. Real-world drill. Interruptions without collapse. At work, Slack pings are a parade. I run the Batch the Chaos protocol. Set a 25-minute timer called Actually Work. Put Slack on Do Not Disturb, leave 1 alert channel, urgent. Keep a scratch pad for intrusive thoughts. In 50 minutes, I clear 2 sticky tasks and have a tidy list of later items. 0 context switches mid-sprint. The scratch pad becomes my brain's waiting room. Math burst plus visualization pairing. New trick. After a 2-minute mental math burst, today, 29 correct, 1 wrong, I immediately do a 1-minute visual breath. Imagine tracing a square, inhale on side 1, hold on side 2, exhale on side 3, hold on side 4. The pairing stops me from sprinting into emails with buzzy hands. My heart rate settles, my judgment returns. Reading without phone, RWP, friction upgrade. Today I add a book weight, an old cast iron trivet, to keep pages open so my hands are free for notes. I read 25 minutes with 5-word marginalia only. Define working memory, give picture. Novelty, not equal to progress. Track reps. Plateaus, teach form, not speed. 0 lapses. The weight makes the ritual feel official. Name recall, delayed, social. Evening at the gym, I meet Evan, trainer, and Priya, front desk. I use the double say trick. Nice to meet you, Evan. Thanks, Priya. After a 20-minute workout and small talk with 3 other humans, I test myself outside. Recall 2 of 2 effortlessly. It's almost embarrassing how effective saying names out loud is. Stats, day 3. Focus lapses, 30 plus 90 plus 25 reading, 6 total across about 145 minutes. 2 back, 23 of 30 to 25 of 30 best set.
Reduce noise. Digit span backward. Numbers 5, unstable. Letters 6, fluky. Mood energy. Focus 8 of 10. Stamina 7 of 10. Mood 7 of 10. Sleep last night. 7 hours 11 minutes. Notes to self. Plateaus are teachers of form. When stuck, change structure, chunks, sets, modalities, not effort volume. I text Tara. Plateau day. Didn't PR, didn't quit. She replies, you just unlocked the grown-up level. Thursday wakes up loud. Leaf blowers, delivery trucks, my neighbor's very optimistic trombone. I decide today is about reducing noise I can control, so the noise I can't doesn't eat me alive. Morning protocol, the distraction diet. I audit inputs like calories. What's nourishing? What's junk? I make 2 literal lists on a white index card. Keeps me sharp? Okay. Print reading, deep work blocks, quiet, walks, protein, water, low-tempo instrumentals for rote tasks. Melts my brain, cut. Short videos before noon, push alerts, all of them, news tabs tolerances beyond 10 minutes, just checking email between sprints. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb until 12:30 p.m. and flip it face down in the bread box. Phone jail is now part of my interior design. I also install a tiny friction. The charger lives across the room. If I want a dopamine hit, I have to stand up. It's amazing how many urgent refreshes die on the way to my feet. Block 1. Deep Work 60. The One Question Doc. I tape a fresh card to my screen border. What am I doing right now? Anytime my eyes wander, the card yanks them back like a seatbelt. Task. Draft a tricky section of a report. 2 data stories, 1 recommendation.
I run 60 minutes straight with 2 tallies, both under 10 seconds. At minute 42, something shifts. The sentences start lining up like they want to be written. That quiet hum? Flow, not fireworks, just a river. I land the hour with a draft I don't hate and a brain that feels rinsed. Working memory ladder, 12 minutes, tiny sets. To avoid the 2-back trap, I build a ladder. 1 back, 30 trials to 29 of 30. 2 back, 20 trials to 18 of 20. Switch to auditory 2 back, letters, 20 trials to 16 of 20. Back to visual 2 back, 20 trials to 19 of 20. Short and alternating modalities equals less mental lactic acid. The latter feels like interval training for neurons. Real-world drill, interruptions with rules. I batch communications at 11:30. New constraint, reply in 5 sentences or less unless nuance is legally required. Turns out short and clear is not rude, it's charitable. I close the tab at noon like I'm leaving a party on time. Growth. Lunch walk plus 5 sites reset. I walk 15 minutes and do a grounding game. Name 5 things I see without adjectives, just labels. Stop sign, red truck, elm tree, dog leash, cloud. My mind stops narrating and starts noticing, which is the difference between thinking and overthinking. Afternoon, the flow experiment. Can I engineer the morning's hum? I set up conditions. Clear goal, edit 1,500 words to 900. Immediate feedback, word count visible, track cuts. Slight challenge, timer at 35 minutes, 1 pass only. 0 distractions, headphones on, no music, door closed, Slack snoozed. At minute 7, I feel the click. Awareness tightens but doesn't choke. I start making bold cuts. Paragraphs I defended yesterday fall without trial. I end 918 words, clean and mean, with 1 tally. Cat jumped on desk. Cat was acquitted. I write, flow prefers clear edges. Digit span, backward, redemption arc. I stack structured chunks again. Numbers backward, 5 stable, 6 once, split as 3158 to 8513. Letters backward, 6 twice. The trick wasn't try harder, it was give the brain handles. Math burst, plus explain it like a friend. After a 2-minute mental math, today 30 correct, 0 wrong, my first clean sheet. I record a 60-second voice memo explaining how to multiply 17 times 14 in my head so I could teach it to a friend. Teaching forces clarity. My future self will learn from my current self's better day. Reading without phone. Hard mode. I choose the hardest chapter in the book. Dense. Footnotes like ants. I give myself a 12-word summary per section, not 5 to preserve nuance. Attention is the muscle that protects intention from noise creep. Working memory is a small desk. Don't pile furniture on it. Reps reshape speed. Sleep cements the gains. 25 minutes, 0 lapses. The cast iron trivet earns its keep. Evening. Real-world name test and mood check. At the grocery store, the cashier's tag says Alyssa. I double say without sounding like a weirdo. Thanks, Alyssa. Also, genius bag packing, Alyssa. Later in the car, the name pops up on cue. I text Tara a humble brag and the day's numbers. She replies, Flow is rented, not owned. Pay with setup. I add it to the wall of truths. Stats, day 4. Deep work lapses, 3 total across 95 minutes, 60 plus 35. 2 back best set, 19 out of 20, visual. Digit span backward, 5 numbers stable, 6, rare. 6 letters. Mental math, 30 out of 30. RWP, 25 minutes, 0 lapses. Mood and energy, focus, 8.5 out of 10. Stamina, 8 out of 10. Mood, 8 out of 10. Sleep last night, 7 hours, 28 minutes. Lessons. Reduce inputs, attention recovers. Small set intervals beat ego marathons. Flow prefers clear goals, immediate feedback, and quiet. Friday shows up wearing a to-do list and a smirk. Meetings stack like pancakes, syrup of interruptions everywhere. Perfect. Today is for stress testing, running the same drills inside a messy day instead of protecting them with monk hours. Morning rush, mini protocols. I have 18 minutes before a stand-up. I run a micro-circuit. Focus sprint. 12 minutes, single slide rewrite. I tape a tiny card to the top of the monitor. 1 slide only. 2 lapses. Email twitch, calendar anxiety. Each time I do the 4-6 breath. Inhale 4, exhale 6, and drop back in. 2 back. 2 by 20 trials. 17 out of 20, 18 out of 20. Short, not heroic. Digit span backward. Letters. 2 attempts, 6 and 6. Numbers backward hits 5 once, then slips. I don't chase. The rule today is good enough beats perfect late.
Reduce noise. Commuter chaos. Real-world drill. On the drive to a client site, a truck decides the left lane is a lifestyle. I feel my focus fray. Instead of news radio, I practice describe without adjectives out loud to the windshield, 30 seconds at a time. Blue sedan, exit sign, overpass, brake lights, billboard. My nervous system calms. Precision crowds out catastrophizing. Midday, the context switch gauntlet. 3 meetings, back to back. Between each, I run a 2-minute reset. 1. Stand. Shoulders up, back, down. 2. Box breath once around. Inhale 4, hold 4. Exhale 4, hold 4. 3. Ask out loud, what matters in the next 20 minutes? Write the answer in 5 words. This turns meetings from noise into targets. My notes are shorter. My questions land. Afternoon dip. Rescue mission. At 2:40 p.m., I hit the wall. Email wants to eat the rest of the day. I run the 2 doors trick. Set a 10-minute timer for 1 hard task. If, after 10, I still hate it, I can quit guilt-free. Door A equals keep going. Door B equals plan tomorrow's first move. I pick outline the analytics appendix. Inhale, press start. Minute 9 arrives and momentum is real. I take door A and ride another 20 minutes. The first paragraph exists. The day is not lost. Working memory under noise. I try 2 back with low cafe noise playing. People chatter, cups clink. Result 16:20, 15:20. With pink noise instead, 18:20. With silence, 19:20. Conclusion, I can handle noise for admin, but precision wants quiet. Name recall plus microsocials. At the client site, I meet John, without the H, and Kendra. I double say softly, thanks, John. Appreciated, Kendra. 90 minutes later, in the parking lot, I recall both without fishing. The spoken stamp is still the cheapest upgrade in memory tech. Evening recovery set. I'm fried, but stubborn. I run a gentle end cap instead of doom scroll. RWP. Reading without phone. 15 minutes with 5-word summaries. Stress narrows. Rituals widen again. Attention equals where effort shakes hands. Recover on purpose, not by accident. Mental math, 90 seconds. 20-20. Shorter set to win the day. Gratitude, but make it cognitive. I list 3 skills that improved, not vague blessings. 1. Interruptions. Ask 5-word question. 2. Chunk digits. Backward 5 possible. 3. Flow setup. Clear goal. Feedback. Quiet. Stats. Day 5. Deep blocks completed inside chaos. 12 plus 30 equals 42 focused minutes. 2 back best. 19-20. Silent. Backward span. 5 numbers, once, 6 letters, repeatable. RWP, 15 minutes, 0 lapses. Mood, energy. Focus, 7.5/10. Stamina, 7.5/10. Mood, 7.5/10. Rescued from 5. Reduce noise. Sleep last night, 6 hours 54 minutes. Not enough. Tomorrow course correct. Lessons stamped in ink. Training only in perfect conditions builds gym muscles. Training in messy conditions builds life muscles. Saturday starts slow. Sun through blinds, a quiet kitchen. The kind of morning that forgives. I decide to run a clean retest of everything I measured on day 0. Same table, same kitchen timer, same pen with bite marks. I even put the phone in the same drawer, like I'm recreating a crime scene but for science. Warm up, because brains like ramps. 10 minutes of box breathing, quietly. 2 microsets of 1 back, 20 trials each, just to wake up the gears. 1 paragraph of reading to remind my eyes what deep focus feels like. Then the retest. 1. Focus sprint. 15 minutes, single task, phone away. Day 0 lapses, 7. Today, 2. 2 clean resets. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6, eyes back on the line I abandoned. The timer chirps, and I feel unruffled. That's new. 2. Digit span. Forward. Day 0 equals 7. Today equals 8 to 9. 9 once, 8 stable. Backward. Numbers. Day 0 equals 4. Today equals 5 solid, 6 once with chunking. Translation. The ceiling didn't jump to the moon, but the floor moved up.
Reduce noise. Number 3. Name recall. Delayed. 12 names. Day 0, 8 out of 12 after 10 minutes. Today, 11 out of 12 after 10 minutes. The miss is the one I never said aloud. Lesson relearned. Rule tattooed. Say the name twice. Number 4. 2-minute mental math. Day 0. 23 correct, 3 wrong. Today, 33 correct, 0 wrong. And I didn't rush. I pre-chunked. For example, 17 times 14 equals 17 times 10 plus 17 times 4. The calm is what surprises me most. Number 5.
Reading without phone, 25 minutes. Day 0, I broke focus 7 times in 15 minutes. Today, 0 lapses in the full 25. Margins carry 5-word summaries that actually mean something. Attention protects intention from noise. Name to mouth to memory sticks. Small sets grow sturdy skill. I text the results to Tara. She voice messages back with celebratory chaos and then asks the question good friends ask. What didn't improve? Fair. The parts that didn't leap. Backward numbers to 6 is not stable. I can hit it with chunking, but raw recall still tops at 5. N back beyond 2 back remains a humble pie factory. I can flirt with 2 back in short sets. 3 back is a museum exhibit I look at from behind the velvet rope. Afternoon stamina still dips hard if I sleep under 7 hours. Friday night to 6 hours 20 minutes. Saturday afternoon to brain fog. There's no hack there. Sleep is the hack. Day 6 in the wild. I run errands as a live fire test. At the farmer's market, I meet vendors named Nate, Sasha, and Kim. I double say each name once and remember all 3 as I walk back to the car, which feels like owning a superpower nobody can see.
At home, I do a 20-minute cleanup sprint with a timer. 0 music, 1 room. It's basically attention practice disguised as being a functional adult. I finish the pantry, set the timer again, and decide not to. Rep restraint is also a skill. Day 7, Sunday. The debrief walk. I take a long loop around the neighborhood and record a voice memo titled, "What Actually Changed?" My floor moved. I don't crash to 0 when distracted. I reset faster. Friction beats willpower. Breadbox phone jail, dock sticky notes, visible timers, still undefeated. Small sets to big results. 20 to 30 trial NBACs, not marathons. 2 25-minute sprints, not 1 mythical 4-hour flow block. Saying names out loud works embarrassingly well. Chunking is the key to backward span. Give the brain handles. Sleep is non-negotiable. Under 7 hours, the wheels wobble no matter how heroic I feel. Flow can be engineered. Clear goal, immediate feedback, slight challenge, and quiet. Set the room, and it shows up more often. I also write a short, honest list titled, Keep, Cut, Consider.
Reduce noise. Keep. 2 deep blocks before noon. 2-minute resets between meetings. 5-word margin summaries. Monthly retests to keep me honest. Cut. Morning doom scroll. Just checking anything during focus time. Long NBAC sets that turn victory into vanity metrics. Consider. A paid app for structured NBAC only if I can't maintain short-set discipline myself. A Saturday morning cognitive long run once a month. 90 minutes, 1 project, to practice endurance. That night, I set the next week's sticky note on the coffee maker. Today needs 2 sprints, the rest is gravy. Future me laughs because it's both modest and accurate. I text Tara, week done. I'm less scattered, more steady. She replies, brains like reps, friends like updates. Both true. So, did cognitive training change my life in a week? No halos, no movie montage. But it did change my days, and days are what lives are made of. My attention feels like a muscle I can flex on purpose, not a cat that runs away when I whistle. That's enough magic for 1 week. And that's our week. 7 days, a handful of timers, short sets, and a brain that feels steadier than it did last Sunday. No magic pills, just simple reps. Hide the phone, set the timer, say the name out loud, chunk the numbers, read with a pencil, breathe between tasks, sleep like it matters. The floor rose, the noise quieted. Flow showed up when invited. Thanks for spending this time with Wisp Tales. If you found this helpful or a little motivating, please subscribe. It genuinely helps the channel reach more people who want the same calm focus. Drop a comment with your mini experiment or any brain training trick that actually worked for you. I read them all, and they often spark the next story. Next time, we'll be back with more interesting topics you'll love. True, human, and told in a way you can use. Until then, protect your attention, keep your sets short, and remember, brains like reps.